This is K.N.Fitzwater. You're watching my channel. Today I'm doing All Hallows Write Tag. This originated from Cassie's Tumblr post. I saw Jenna invited any writer who wished to do this to go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm going to take on this challenge thanks to Jenna. So thank you. If you want to know more about Cassie and Jenna, I'll leave the links down below. They're incredible people. You should really get to know them. Today I'm dressed in the 1940s period costume. Just a little bit of flair. So a little bit about my novel. The novel is The Doppelganger Queen. It's currently setting up for a beta reading right now. Once I have some beta readers, it will go ahead and be worked on. A little bit of a warning, the character names I'm going to mention may or may not make it to the final cut. And anything I mention here will not spoil anything in the book. So if you haven't signed up for the beta reading process, don't come to this video to see what you're getting yourself into. You may want to watch this just for the sake of the characters, but you're not going to glean too much except for what you're going to see in the novel. The novel is set in the desert Io nation, long time ahead, further ahead, 1500 years later ahead, where the world had finally collapsed and starting to rebuild itself, and this is where they're starting to enter their Renaissance age. Again, in this Io desert nation, there's slavery and tyranny. The novel is set in the city of Amavriel. It's called the Freedom City, where refugees and freedmen come to live a life that is about equality and equal rights. They make their own rules, their own government, away from the Genasi lords that live in Bazuport. Number one, who's the protagonist and what they will wear for the Halloween party. Amos Ferez is the main character of the novel, and he works for the Dissentars, a name of the freedom fighter group, and he's well known as the master thief. Was able to free thousands and thousands of slaves over the course of his whole profession, for the lack of better words. I want to say he was dressed up as the creatures in the Dark Crystal, those white creatures that are on stilts. The Geflings were able to ride them to go to the Skeksis palace. He probably would take that on. I think he would love being in full costume where they don't see who he is. He doesn't like crowds all that much. I think he would enjoy being in character, giving little kids rides around the place and doing a little bit of acrobatics with a costume. And no one's going to know who this guy is. So I think he will enjoy that type of costume. It's a little bit whimsical, a little bit weird, and it's got stilts. I think he will like that a lot. Number two, who would refuse to dress up for the party and show up without a costume? I have to say this would be Sister Gertrude. Sister Gertrude is one of the minor characters in the novel. She's very much an ironclad sister of the Morning Lord. In the city of Mavriel, there's a place called the Abbey of the Rising Dawn, where a collection of sisters and mothers of the Morning Lord worship and do their healing. Sister Gertrude is a very special case. She has a questionable background. She's got a tattoo on her forearm called Lois Moitos. She's half human, half dwarvish, so she has a bit of a beard going on. She accepts who she is and she's very proud of it, and if anyone gives her any type of crap about it, she'll break their arms off. That's Sister Gertrude. She's very hardcore for her sister. She's the type of nun that will smack you with a ruler with that edge, that metal edge, and she probably will cut your fingers off just by the sheer force of the whack. Very upright, very stern, just don't mess with her. She's very hardcore. In All Hallows Eve, this is a very Toscan culture. Tosca is a northern country that borders the Io Desert. It's kind of a mixture of Romanian countryside with Roman culture. so Romans in Romania. The EO Desert Nation doesn't really deal with supernatural stuff all that much, or anything spooky or creepy that Tosca does, because they're invaded with zombies 24/7. That's their life. The Sisterhood or anything particular concerning the Morning Lord don't really celebrate All Hallows Eve. That's where the monsters and the dark creepy stuff comes out, and they're not going to celebrate that. She's going to be one of those people that's just not going to show up in costume, and is just going to break anyone's arms off if they try to fit a costume on her. Who will wear the most outrageous costume, and what would it be? I would say this is Vanessa. She is Aramis's wife. And just like Aramis, she has a different view on the world. She's very artistic, but she's not like in a whimsical manner like Aramis. She's more on the crazier side of things. So she has a very bent humor. That being said, she probably will have the most outrageous costume that there is. I'm half tempted to say that it would be the Jessica Rabbit costume. Again, this is a very far-flung future. Everything that we hold dear to our hearts is considered artifacts or historical documents. So any videotapes, any CDs, any movie cassettes, any sort of technology that we have, even computers, is considered historical artifacts. For her, she's just doing pure costume. Except she will make it work. All the way to the boob-defying gravity costume, to the very flaxen red hair, to the pouty lips. She will just pull it off. In that culture, they're pretty modest on their looks, so it would be absolutely outrageous for her to wear a very skimpy, gravity-defying outfit in such a very curvaceous manner. They can see why Aramis is married to her, but they don't see why she's married to Aramis. Number 4, vampires, werewolves, and zombies roam the landscape, and they're on the prowl on Halloween's night. Who would be eaten by them, and what would they turn into? I'm going to say the most likely person to fall into their clutches would be Moody Nazir. Lieutenant Moody Nazir is kind of the Gaius Baltar of my novel. Kind of a whimpering guy who can't think without his dick. In fact, he can't think anything at all except with it. Sure, he's part of the Dissentars, he knows how to fight, but the guy just can't keep himself together at all. And I'm sure that he will fall into the vampires' clutches simply because they're beautiful. And he will be seduced by them. And he will definitely be one of those classic horror victims where he's going to shriek into the night and eyes bulging out and become like a vampire. He's definitely the red shirt of the Dissenter group. Number 5, who will wear the best costume? I want to say it would be Sister Rayla Galadale. Sister Rayla Galadale is a really good friend of Aramis Ferrez. These two had gone on to expeditions and adventures to free slaves and find any sort of missing treasure or artifacts for the Dissentars, aka the Freedom Fighters. She's part of the Holy Order, but she's used to dealing with the common man, especially Ferrez. And she will want to go out and have some fun. And I'm sure she will win the best costume because, well, Aramis is the creative one of the two. He would definitely will make the costume for her and she will be able to work her magic. Kind of like Cinderella, you know, showing up in the end of Ever After with that beautiful, gorgeous gown with the beautiful butterfly wings. She will look like an angel on earth. So I think she would be absolutely darling. Showing up to the party in this very gossamer gown. After all the shenanigans of the party, she'll win best costume. Number 6, who will hand out toothbrushes to the trick-or-treaters? That would have to be Mother Myrrh. Mother Myrrh is what you call an evening mother. There's 2 divisions in the Sisterhood of the Morning Lord. Those that deal with the dawn in the morning and those that deal with the evening or the sunset. She's the latter. They specialize in taking care of those who have passed away, and they prepare them for the afterlife. It's a very specialized skill set, very much similar to the autopsy and necropsy section of our life in our sciences. Mother Myr is going to be very motherly to everyone else. She handles all sorts of diseases, and tooth decay is a disease she would not handle. She doesn't want anyone to die from toothache or gum disease or anything else. She's just that way. Number 7, which characters will dress up as an angel and a devil, and who is the angel and who's the devil? Okay, so it will have to be Dido and Lieutenant Dawn. Lieutenant Dawn is also an officer of the Centaurs. She's a very young officer who deals with fighting against the caravans in the desert. She's very loud-spoken, very brash, very heroic woman. And she tends to fight hard, work hard, play hard. Dido, on the other hand, is a satyr mage. Is not the type of person that wants to go out in the crowd. Is kind of a homebody kind of satyr. Think of Mr. Thomas or Bilbo Baggins, except it's a cute little fuzzball known as Dido. Dido got into the Centaurs because the slavers were trying to drag her to the capital, and they're able to save her and everyone else in the nick of time. As a fairy creature, if you're saved, you pay it off by doing some sort of service for them. She became a clerk, which works for her because she's a bit of a analytical satyr. She likes organization, and again, she's a homebody. I normally see Lieutenant Dawn as the mischievous person and Dido as the sweet, innocent person, but I'm going to have Lieutenant Dawn as the angel and Dido as the devil, simply because it would be ironic. Dido has the little tiny horns, so she definitely will be the devil in this case. Dawn will be the angel, but I think she will try to make it look more like a Valkyrie than an angel. Who would be too scared to attend? That is the question number 8. I want to say this is Rayla Galadale. Again, this is not in their culture. This is a Tuscan culture, not a Aeon culture. This is something that goes against her religion, and she's part of the Holy Order. So yeah, she's going to be scared to let down her sisters and the mothers of her order, and she wonders what sort of punishment that's going to happen to her. But on the other hand, she has her friends that are going to go out and enjoy this holiday festivities. Yeah, I want to say this is Rayla Galadale, and it's going to take a lot of convincing, especially from Aramis, to try to get her to go to this party and have fun. Who will gorge out on the Halloween candy and get sick? I want to say Lieutenant Dawn, simply because she likes to party as hard as she can. I would not be surprised she will be the type of person that she will pair candies with certain alcoholic beverages and try to eat them with the alcohol and go overboard and get crazy with it. So I would not be surprised it would be her. I'm sure that she's going to have a major hangover from all of this. Number 10. Who is most likely to put a hex on someone, and who would they hex? This is kind of a tough question because I'm thinking of 2 people. Okay, so it's a tie. Vanessa is not a witch, but she has certain set of skills that she can do. One of them is doing spells. I would not be surprised she will go ahead and put hexes on everyone that she wants to do just for comedy. Kind of like the Old Norse Loki, if you will. Very mischievous. Her mischievousness means that everyone is going to be tortured to death, but she doesn't care because it's hilarious. So that's Vanessa. Another one would be Dido. Not just because she's a mage, but because she's a fey creature. All Hallows Eve is where all the fey creatures go out and see the mortals actually abide by the rules. And if they don't abide the rules, they're going to get hexed. So I won't be surprised if she's going to go up to Mother Murr's store and get all these toothbrushes and go, yeah, you're just going to get it. That is the All Hallows Writer's Tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see any more videos about writing challenges or what else I should make videos on, go ahead and leave the comments down below. If you want to see any other stuff that I do, I have a Facebook page, a Tumblr page, Instagram. I have all sorts of stuff. So if you want to continue to follow me, I have the links in my About page on my channel. Let me know what you think of this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!